I really fucking love snacks.
Hello, welcome to Snack Time. I'm Lindsay Adams. I'm your host. Thank you for listening and subscribing. Press buttons. This is what I need to do in order for you guys to make my career happen. I am really excited for our guest today. Guys, give it up in your car. Take your hands off the wheel immediately.
That sounds very unsafe.
For Bobcat Goldthwait. Yes.
How about they honk their horns?
That honestly, any sort of road aggression, I support. Yeah. So as long as it's in the name of this podcast, and they're just like, I fucking love snacks, fuck you, then that works for me.
All right.
It's like impossible for me to introduce anyone without saying "give it up." In my sleep.
Yeah, give it up and
give it up.
Do you finish the podcast with "That's been my time"?
No, and I should. That's my time. I'll see you guys.
If I was more addicted to the craft of stand-up, that would definitely be my gravestone. But I don't worship stand-up. I don't think it's this fantastic art form. If it is an art form, we're at the dogs playing cards on velvet phase of this art.
That's fair. I think I have so many, I'm so terrible at listening that I have so many autopilot things that I just say. And like, I have a sleep recorder that records me talking in my sleep. And regularly it'll be something like, thank you so much for having me. This has been great.
Really? You guys are great.
This has been awesome.
Let's give it up for you guys for coming out.
Exactly. It'll be like that, or it'll be like, oh, I'm so grateful to be here. Thanks so much, you guys. Or it'll be like, oh yeah, I love this. Thanks so much. Just always thanking.
But I think that's been my time on a gravestone would be pretty good.
That is good. That's a solid ending. That's a solid ending. That's is that a gravestone you go to mourn at, or is that when you just leave in the graveyard?
That's been my time. Well, if you want them to stop, you should at least like maybe write the "Our Father" on your grave or something that they're gonna or something that they're gonna stop and read. But I think I'm gonna go with "Oh, now you like me."
Do you have plans about your funeral where you think people are going to show up?
I better put that in some kind of will.
You should, because otherwise people will just go willy-nilly and write whatever the fuck they want.
I got a gold crown the other day. I don't want to brag.
You should brag about
I got a gold crown. Which is cheaper, by the way, than
trust me, my mouth is full of crowns.
But I just wanted one in the front, so I look like a pirate or something. But my daughter said, "Oh, can you put that in your will? Because when you die, I would like your gold crown," which I thought was really weird. I mean, like she immediately thought of that. I don't know what she's going to make of it. What do you? Maybe a necklace?
I mean. That's not the first gold thing I would ask for from my dad. Not the first, maybe, but it is cheaper.
I think if I get more crowns, I'm going to put some microfilm in there.
You should. Absolutely. I considered I broke a crown recently on a piece of candy. And and I considered, which like, honestly, it was a frozen dot, which I have talked about at length. I don't know why I was
frozen dot.
Yeah, I put it in the freezer. I don't know.
You mean dots that you eat off the paper, or the
dots, the chewy ones, because that's like I love that texture of snack, like that.
You like it frozen?
Sometimes I just like really. Sometimes I go nuts and I go, you know what? What if this is frozen? Would this really would this make or break my life? And
but have you ever gone the other way? What if I microwave a dot?
Absolutely. I haven't
And
microwaved it, but I have melted gummies before.
oh, what do they turn into?
You know, you can actually you can use it as like glue to make other things. Like Nerds ropes?
Yeah.
People make them at home by melting gummy bears and then they like
Oh,
spread it out on a piece of parchment or something like that and then sprinkle nerds on it. So it just becomes like a huge
so
odd
it's
color.
because they want a long nerds rope, or I
think it's just like a thing where people are like, I can make this at home.
But you could also buy it readily. Yeah,
I
nerd
know.
rope is still available, I think.
Nerd rope is absolutely.
We should talk about which snack. Now I've got some leaf blowing going on. Are you picking that up?
I can't hear it at all.
Oh,
Don't
great,
worry
great,
about it. Yes.
Great.
So your favorite snack that you sent over.
I was like hard to press. Like I was thinking of like I've eaten a lot of junk. Like when I was a kid growing up, the dishwasher in our home never worked.
Yeah.
And it didn't work when we got there. My dad's like, I'm not going to pay to have a dishwasher. I've got children.
Right.
So I say that as if I ever washed one dish, which is not true. but my older siblings did. So my dad, so this dishwasher was a perfect vacuum. And my parents drank a lot when I was a kid. So whenever they came back from the store with a case or two of beer, which was almost nightly, they always had snacks. And that we put the snacks in the dishwasher. Like you would pull the rack out and there would be
so genius.
Red Vines and potato chips and all that. You didn't need to even clip your potato chips. They just stayed fresh in the sealed washing machine. But Tom Kenny, who's the voice of SpongeBob, he's been my buddy since I was 6 years old. He comes over the house and like no one bats an eye, and they go, "Oh, get the potato chips. They're in the dishwasher." and it was just filled with shit. There wasn't anything that was good for the human body. And my parents totally, I don't know if it was guilt or whatever, but they always bought us such poor foods.
That's fucking great, though. That's the opposite of how I grew up. My mom was like full granola. Yeah,
like I don't think a ding dong ever made it into Tom Kenny's home, but but we had a lot of the off-brand versions of ding dongs.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, we really wore our white trash pride pretty good.
That's so good. Do you know anybody that has also kept snacks in the dishwasher? Is that something you've ever had in common?
No, I know some people have kept like potato chips in the oven.
Oh yeah.
And then they turn it on and burst into flames. But
absolutely.
I think that's a Goldthwait thing. I think I can own that.
Got it.
Yeah. I might trademark it.
Yeah, please trademark it. But you had like that's something I would have loved in college. If I had a dishwasher now, I would probably use it. But if I was like in college, I would absolutely die for like a dishwasher snack. A snack drawer.
It was a snack washer. It was but so when I was thinking about it, it was like I didn't really have any like forbidden fruit. My parents really encouraged poor eating habits. So we had any candy you would want. But but when I think of a childhood memory, I brought up a Big Buddy, which was a big long gum, and I used to put like a whole Big Buddy, like it had a ruler on the side of it,
right? Yes. And
so I would put, but then I just found out, and I'm very disappointed that even though it's at 12 inches, it was 9 inches. So
exactly.
I had thought I was putting 12 inches in my mouth this whole time, and I was only putting 9 inches in my mouth.
I mean, it's not shocking that they would lie to you, but they did put a ruler on it. So it's like
they had a ruler, Big Buddy, but and I remember like eating this a lot. It was the equivalent of having it's funny that now I eat off-brand Nicorette all the time. I have that in my mouth, but I had that in my mouth like the way people would have tobacco chew. And it was before that remember there is
Big
a bubble
League.
gum Big League, yeah. But it was before Big League, and it was a foot of gum. It was made by both Bazooka and Tops, and I guess it came out in the late 60s, and they stopped making it in the mid 80s. But here's the thing I remember about it, and even when I was thinking about it for this podcast, it was super flavorful.
Was it?
Yeah, man. Like the grape was grape. I started drooling thinking about it. It was super, super sweet. Like I don't know what I don't remember what Hawaii tasted like. I think it tasted like bitter resentment towards colonization. No, it tasted. I think it was like a pina colada kind of thing. But I do remember like raspberry being really raspberry and the lemon lime, and I'm drooling now as I think of it. But you were probably supposed to break off a piece of it, and I would even like I would go to the baseball. Now I didn't belong. I would go watch the games because they sold candy and bad food at it.
That's the only reason to go.
Yeah, so it had Little League. First day of Little League, I think it was instructional league. I told the coach that I didn't want to participate in organized sports, and I walked home. I was 6. I was really precocious, clearly. I said, I don't want to participate in organized sports. My mother comes to pick me up, and they said, no, he said he didn't want to participate in organized sports and left. I heard this coach, and he was yelling at the kids, and I was like, oh, I'm out. Life is too short. I'm not going to do this. And but then I would hang out.
I never fucking wanted to play sports.
No, and that's what made me not want to. It was just like I don't want to get yelled at. So I went and would hang out at the games and eat junk food. But I remembered I would eat so much Big Buddy. That the kids would be like cheering me on because I would have so many pieces in my mouth. Like
I was the same.
Really?
Yeah, it was exactly the same. I always thought it was like, I mean, I loved the attention from doing shit like that. And I also loved the sugar. And so I was the one at sleepovers that would like fit as many marshmallows in my mouth as I can, eat as much candy, and everyone would be like, oh shit. I was like, I'm a hero.
Yeah. That was me. I probably could get like 5, maybe more pieces of this 9-inch long gum in my mouth. I think I did more. I remember like the kids would be cheering. I remember one kid, as a girl, that called me a pig. And
I mean,
it kind of hurt, but now I'm looking at it and I'm like, she's just jealous. This is before the term hater was coined.
Exactly. She was honestly a hater. Well, I think there's something, especially like now, like that is like enamoring about food that I liked then. I mean, it's very like, for me, addicty behavior, but also very fun. I like defying what you're supposed to do. Like you're supposed to have one piece of gum. So I'm like, I'll have 40 pieces of gum at once. And like, I've eaten in my adult life. I can't chew gum anymore because I swallow it instinctually. Right. And I just can't.
You've lost the privilege of eating gum.
I've had to take it away from myself because I can't not swallow it.
We can't have nice things.
We can't.
You swallow the gum. So,
well, yeah.
But the myth that all the gum is like in your lower tract for 7 years
that's not true.
I don't think it's true. Yeah.
It's not true. It's 100%. There's not even a fucking chance. I mean, that's a great thing to tell people to try to stop them from chewing gum or swallowing gum. It didn't stop me at all. But
I know for a fact because I've seen dogs with gum in their poo.
Exactly. Anyone that has examined shit will see that there's gum in there.
Gum.
There's absolutely gum.
I've lived quite a glamorous life. I mean, dog poo with gum in it. So
it is a glamorous life.
But it was interesting when I think about treats and stuff. I don't really. I don't have, this gum was a gum that I can taste when I'm thinking about it, and I did really like it. And I remember doing the math to how I could afford it with my allowance.
Yeah.
But my relationship with snacks, I've never been a sweets guy, but I would eat things like the waffle, not the good tasting waffle cones, those cones that tasted like ice cream cones that tasted like communion
sugar
wafers.
Cones. Oh no, they're the wafer ones that was like crisp.
Yeah, they're horrible. But I remember sitting down and eating an entire box of those as a kid. I ate a whole box. And now I'm not into them. Like I'm not. No, I don't want to eat those. They don't sound, but I don't know why. Why would you eat that?
I mean, if it's around, sometimes it's also fun to just be like, oh, I could just eat this thing that I'm supposed to. Like, I think about like s'mores. I'm always the person with s'mores where it's like, you're supposed to put it together. That's the point. And I'm always ripping pieces of graham cracker off or just
I would just rather eat the parts.
Yeah.
not the, I don't have that kind of time to heat it up.
It's an authority. It's like rebelling against the authority of having to eat the snacks a certain way.
Of campfire protocol. Now, there's like all these, talking about s'mores. What's that? There's an Australian thing. Is it Tim Tams? Is that it?
Oh, yes. Tim Tams.
Where you're supposed to like use it kind of as a straw. Like you heat the tea goes up in it and then it melts in your mouth. And
there's lots of interactive snacks, which I appreciate and like. And my thing is like, I like them because it slows me down because I'll just hoover the shit out of things. So if I have to like I prefer nuts that have shells on them.
Yeah, that would be me too. I would rather, because I know me, I'm not going to use moderation. I'm going to eat the whole bag. So,
right.
So I want to work for that pistachio.
Exactly. Even though it's not cost effective.
It's like Dippin' Dots. You have to work for that. You got to.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, when I was thinking Dippin' Dots, I was thinking, when I was a kid at the New York State Fair, they would have the ice cream of the future. But now it's the future, and it's still the ice cream of the future.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they're the future of them waiting for people to think that that's how they want to eat ice cream.
We're going to eat ice cream. Now it's a nostalgic thought. The ice cream of the future is nostalgia.
Exactly. It's more so the ice cream of the past that people have glommed onto. But it is crazy that they still sell Dippin' Dots.
Dippin' Dots, they have there's what would be the spoon, but what is it? It's just the hard Smartie, but not as sweet, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the idea, that's another one of like those foods where it's just like, I appreciate it. Like I've eaten the, what's it called? Fun dip. I've eaten the Fun Dip
without the
dip, and then I dump the dip in. I'll eat the dip like as itself. I'll also eat packets of hot cocoa. Like I don't like. Oh, wow. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I just like choose to do things the hard way.
Well, you don't play by their rules. Clearly,
no, I refuse. I'm like, if it will not kill me, I'll eat it the way that I feel like it, and just see what happens.
Dippin' Dots is a strange food because they're encouraging you to put your spit in something. Like if you like at a fine restaurant. No, you have to lick the spoon, then stick it in the thing, and then you eat the thing up. Yeah.
I mean, I would never think twice about it. I'm a disgusting pig. So eating my own spit is not a problem for me.
Well, I think the problem is eating others.
Sure. But if you don't think about it, it's fine. I mean, it's not fine in COVID, but it's fine. Who cares?
Yeah, but if you're like, I'm really parched, I don't think I can work up enough spit for my Dippin' Dots. Would you be a hero and lick my stick for the Dippin' Dots?
No, that's a line.
What's the name of the stick again? Said it earlier.
Fun Dip?
The Fun Dip? The Fun
Dip? Is
fun
that
dip.
There's Dippin' Dots and Fun Dip. There's lots of variations of dipping a stick. And then there's pixie sticks that are just straight up.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, if you guys are going to, pixie sticks are up my alley because it is like eating a packet of hot cocoa without mixing it.
But there's also that other stuff where, what is that treat where it's like a pretzel without salt on it, and then you're sticking it in like a chocolatey kind of thing.
Are you talking about in the chat? That sounds familiar.
It's like these sticks, and then you stick it in this goop. But
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But I do really love those. Like, I'm a fan of pretzels. And have you had combos?
It's sure. But this is definitely a savory kind of treat candy.
Right. Well, because you're not a sweets person. So that
not I don't really like sweets. They don't, I think it's carbs that kick off whatever kind of addictive thing I have, like eating a box of pretzels or something like that. That's
because pretzels were your other one, right?
Yeah, that's my jam. I just eat pretzels. I mean, to the point where I eat and like pretzels so much that would even be a Christmas gift. My daughter would wrap a box of pretzels.
That's so funny. That's me and licorice. I love licorice. I don't fuck with red vines though. Red vines are disgusting to me. Well, I'll eat them. That's the thing. If they're there, I'll eat them, but they taste.
Do you like the
Twizzlers over red vines?
Twizzlers, yeah, they're softer too. But but what about like black licorice?
I weirdly like black licorice. I'm a fan of that flavor. So I'll eat like the straight up, just like gooey black molassesy licorice, or I will have, what's that candy? It's just like candy coated black licorice. Fuck, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's like a movie snack.
Oh yeah. A Good and Plenty? Or
yes, Good and Plenty.
But is it there's one sweet and then there's one that's kind of bitter. Is that Good and Plenty?
Yeah. I don't know which. I don't know
Good and
which.
Plenty, and there's another one. There's two of them.
Oh, fuck. I can't remember, but I like black licorice. Do you fuck with black licorice?
No, it's not that exciting to me. It's not, even though I like the savory. I like Nora and I were eating some kind of licorice the other night that was it was really thick. And it was raspberry. I mean, it was.
Oh, was it like the Panda brand?
I don't know what it was, but it was delicious, and I'm sure some of it's still lodged in my colon.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. None of this stuff digests. A bowl of it?
No, a ball of it.
Fair. Oh, a ball. I mean, licorice is my thing. It's interesting that you're not. I mean, there's been different people on the podcast. Most people I would say are sweets people, but the people that are not are like pretty unenthused by anything sweet. For me, if you put sugar on anything, I'll be like interested, but I like to balance it with salt personally.
Yeah.
So I would say that like bubble gum, for example, is like the flavor itself is probably too sweet. Even though when I was a kid, just the idea of it being bubble gum, I like sought out bubble gum ice cream and stuff like that.
Right. But the flavor, like pink bubble gum, that's the thing about this Big Buddy. It didn't have that. It didn't have that.
Yeah.
That powdery. These were definitely had powdered sugar on them. I remember that. But they were really fruity. They were really
which is
sweet.
Impressive.
Because I don't, like I said, like I don't like sweets, but I do like fruit. Interesting.
What about citrus?
Yeah, like I like a citrus flavor a lot.
That makes sense.
But so I remember this candy being really I really liked this gum. Probably swallowed a lot of it too, but I chewed a lot of it, and I would put this these 9 inches in my mouth, and then I would and then blow giant bubbles too on top of it.
Yeah.
So I guess
that's the fun part.
I wanted a candy that took away the focus from the baseball game.
Yeah.
Who's that?
And put it on you. And you're in the corner.
There's kids are cheering this fat kid, saying how much gum he can get in his mouth instead of watching the game.
No, that is my personality. I would do that with anything too. I remember when I was a freshman in high school, I was in outpatient rehab at the time, and I had smoked a bunch of weed and I needed to pass a drug test. And so in the cafeteria, I started chugging water, and I was like, should we see how much water I could drink? And everyone was like, fuck yeah.
But there's people that died from that occasionally.
Yeah. Oh, I puked straight water. Like it was like, I mean, I pushed it. Everybody was like, chug, chug. And I was like chugging water. And then I like literally ran to the bathroom and like just,
vomited
it was straight.
Water.
It was like a fucking hose. Like I was like, well, I guess if I don't pass this drug test, then did
it work? Did it flush the drugs out of your system?
No. Well, it also didn't matter because I was also clearly high when I came to the group. Like it was like, I'm sure they were like, we don't really need to look at this drug test because you're not right. Yeah. You're like fully not correct right now. So,
well, you said, when you said pass a drug test, I thought you meant like that the pass would be I'm on drugs. I mean, anybody can pass a drug test if it's not taking it. I had to find the drugs. I had to take the drugs. That's the passive thing is not taking drugs. Anybody can pass that test.
I guess when we like pass a drug test for me means pass like get away like as if I didn't do drugs.
Oh, right.
So like if you passed your drug test in rehab, they would be like, you obviously are still sober.
But could you pass it by, or could you say, I had a lot of poppy seeds?
Oh my God. So many people did that. The excuses are like honestly ingenious. Someone was like, I literally don't know how narcotics got in my system. Like I had poppy seeds on a bagel and like, I don't know what, like the idea that someone would have, no one had any idea.
When I bought the everything bagel, I did not realize that meth was part of the everything.
Well, and someone I didn't know someone sprinkled Percocet on my poppy seed muffin. And, it just got in my system. I have no idea how.
Yeah.
Well, it would be the gorgeous excuses.
Yeah. I never had to take drug tests for anything. I don't think I have, which is pretty good. But I stopped taking drugs and things when I was 19. So
shit.
I don't even know. I'm sure they had drug testing them, but
yeah, but I think they just
just come in, they go, "Are you high?" And they would try to freak you out. Woo!
There was one point my dad had come home early from something when I was younger, and I left my bowl on the table in the middle of the kitchen, which is like very much something I would do. And he, instead of like confronting me, he just started flickering the lights while he was talking. And he would just be like, and he'd be like, oh, I don't know. And I would, and I was like, what's happening? And he was like, I don't know. Nothing's happening. What are you talking about? Like,
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I was like, that's honestly a really good tactic because it fucked me up. And I was like, I truly don't know what the fuck is happening right now.
But that's also someone with experience around weed, if he knew enough to do that.
Yeah, he was a full-blown alcoholic. So I mean, like he was very likely drunk when this occurred. We just had no idea. We just were crossing ships passing in the night.
Right.
So, but I want to play a couple of games. I mean, honestly, I didn't expect you to know your facts about Big Buddy Gum because some people just walk in blind, but you did. So
I'm a seasoned pro.
You are a seasoned pro. You prepared for this podcast. This is very much appreciated. So I have 2 rounds of 2 truths and a lie where you have to spot the lie. It's all related to Big Buddy Gum.
Oh, okay. I thought I had to come up with the truthful statement.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Interesting. So you did.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. I mean, look, you can do it if you want. You can quiz me or
I'll say, okay, here's one. True or false? At Easter time, Big Buddy would come out with Big Bunny flavor.
False.
That's a true.
Shut up.
Yeah, Big Buddy would do a Big Bunny, and I didn't find out what flavor it was. I don't think it was rabbit flavor, but
that's honestly, that's pretty innovative. Well, I like that they just like were like, good luck. We're just going to put a flavor in it and call it.
Also,
Bunny.
That really put the pressure on them to keep that supply fresh. You know, I mean, come August rolls around, you're eating Big Bunny. You know, this is a little stale.
You just taste it. It's gamey.
Yeah, and one of the things I already brought up though, but the 12 inches was really just 9 inches.
Exactly, and I had that in mind too. Where
it was a male ran company joke.
Yeah.
And then true or false that people used to use the ruler to measure their lids, their bags of weed.
True.
I don't know if that's true.
I mean, there's no way it's not true. It's like, yeah. I have one, here's my round. I mean, Bub's daddy and Big Boss were created to rival Big Buddy Gum. So
that's 100% true.
Yeah, that's true. True. Granddaddy, true or false? Granddaddy was a competitor at one point as well.
I'm going to say false.
Yeah, no, it's false. I mean, I just don't know what this daddy thing. I know you do. What is this thing with like daddy though? I mean, like
that's creepy.
It's super creepy. Big Daddy, Bub's daddy, like that's like upsetting.
Daddy in general is just keep daddy out of the candy.
Yeah, keep daddy out of the candy. Well, keep
daddy out of the candy aisle. Like
nobody's like buying their daddy. It's like, oh, I prefer Bub's daddy over Big Buddy because I had a brother but not a dad.
Mr. Windowless van shoes.
Exactly. Left to get cigarette shoes. And then the last one, the other one that I had was just the ruler thing, because I just think it's so funny. I mean, also what I have learned from this podcast is that companies just straight up lie shamelessly, and they can. You can say whatever you want about your snack and nobody's going to challenge you.
But do you think somebody did like sue? Did somebody say, this is a ripoff? This is a foot long and I only got 9 inches?
No, they didn't. No, but people have sued for weirder shit. Like the early 2000s was a heyday of like psychotic moms, just like fucking
what was an example?
Up. They sued fruit snacks, Welch's fruit snacks,
because there's no fruit in it.
because they claimed that they were marketing it as if it was a healthy snack.
Oh,
like that was their basis, which is so weak. Like because I guess the packaging was just like, I think it said healthy.
Oh, were they mad that they used the word fruit in it?
Yeah, well, there was that, but
it just wasn't healthy. And there was like, this is a healthy alternative when you take leftover edible panties and make them a food snack for kids.
Exactly. There's a lot of that. There are also a lot of snacks taken off the shelves because the 90s was such a heyday for like throwing like weird shit into snacks and then being like, who cares if it's made of cardboard? You love it.
Right. Well, I mean, there's the Subway tuna didn't have tuna in it, but do you know what it did have in it? It was like pork.
Shut up. Really?
Yeah.
Pork?
So it did have animal protein in it. It just, yeah.
R.I.P. pescatarians who went there thinking that was their option.
or that they were, yeah, it's like, it was not kosher in many ways. So those were your lies and your truths. And so I guess I came in and I did well.
You did well. I have a couple other. So here's based on Bazooka. So here's the three statements. Or this is like a loosely Bazooka. Okay. So we've got the largest bubble of bubble gum ever blown was blown by a boy named Chad.
I'm gonna say false.
You're gonna say false is true. Boy named the Guinness Book of World Records, largest bubblegum bubble ever blown was blown.
How many years was this? Because Chad, I thought, was a relatively newish name. It was like
2004.
Yeah, because it seems like something. The biggest bubble sounds like something that would have been during the Depression. You know.
Right. This was double bubble gum too. It wasn't Bazooka, but it was 3 pieces of double bubble gum.
And how big was it?
It was a diameter of 50.8 centimeters. So like 20 inches without using his hands. So it stood on its own.
But was this a big buddy? 20 inches, which is, that's really.
We're talking like 16 inches.
Yeah, it'd be 18 if you're using a big buddy ruler.
Well, the best thing about this too is so this is listed on the Guinness Book of World Records.com website, and underneath people can comment, and somebody goes, how much was it in inches? And someone else comments, maybe don't be dumb and use the metric system. Who's commenting mean shit on a fucking bubble gum?
I feel that was a salty Canadian.
Probably. Or just, yeah, exactly. I'm sorry that it's not.
A salty Canadian was just had it. We had to switch over to metric, so you guys should too.
Exactly. Okay, true or false, Bazooka Joe wore an eye patch to be more interesting. There was nothing actually wrong with his eye.
Wrong with his eye. I'm going to say that's true.
It is true.
Yeah.
That was literally the idea was just that certified from the company was just that it made him more interesting.
He looked cooler. He wasn't trying to strengthen his eye because it had a weak muscle or something.
I mean, no, this was really poorly thought out. I remember reading the Bazooka Joe comics.
I thought he got in a bar fight.
He did. Actually, it honestly is whatever you want it to be.
He got it stabbed, but someone made a beer knife.
Exactly.
Someone made a beer knife.
And they stabbed him. And then he was like, you know what is an industry that would work for this? Bubble gum. Where
was he hanging out that he was a kid with an eye patch?
Honestly, it's pretty akin to the idea of a kid chewing so much bubble gum to get attention. So
yeah, he just wear a patch.
He just wore an eye patch.
And he just would tell people that he had been in the shit. that
Exactly.
he'd been in
Well, it was right after World War II, I think. And
Oh, okay.
so that was like that was the idea, was like the inception around that. And then it
He
was
was
supposed to
in
be like,
Normandy. He was in
exactly.
Normandy. I was 8 years old. I landed on the beach, and I don't want to talk about it. It's too many bad memories.
It's shrapnel. Don't ask me to take it off.
Do you
It's
think?
gory.
Do you think he pulled a lot of wool with these war stories?
I mean, yeah,
He met a lot of,
absolutely.
the ladies loved Bazooka Joe. It was right in his
Absolutely.
name,
They didn't
Bazooka.
care. They truly didn't care that he was a 10-year-old.
Well,
They were just like, fuck
well, he
yeah.
clearly had been in this shit. He's got a bad
Yeah.
eye. His name is Bazooka.
Exactly. Exactly. His nickname is Bazooka Joe. So the chances of him being an unsafe person generally is pretty
Yeah.
high.
Yeah.
And then the last one I have is Bazooka Joe was racist, which I obviously made up, but we can say whatever we want. We could just assume.
But yeah, I just assume any caricature at that period of time, the odds are it was racist. You know, there was like, I don't know if it's finally gone, but there was a Sambo's that was still in Santa Barbara, like up until not. I don't know. It might even still be there. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that Sambo's was still. Yeah, they were. You know, and nobody in Santa Barbara had a problem with that.
Well, Santa Barbara is weird like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's super wealthy white people who. So I'm sure they didn't have a problem with that.
I mean, they're not going to put energy into that. They have to take care of their beautiful houses and beaches. Why would they start a fuzz? It makes no sense. Okay, so I also have a couple rounds of Fuck, Marry, Kill, Polly for you to play with different categories. So are you familiar with? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Fuck, Marry, Kill.
And then I'm adding Polly.
And so, meaning what?
So this is how it's played. So you fuck, marry, kill. What you choose to marry, you can then, in addition, have an additional partner. So this is not just like a willy-nilly fuck. This is someone that like you're engaging with however much or however little you want. So, but you're married as your primary. So that's who you go home to at night.
Okay.
But if you want to go on dates with your poly, this is very progressive. You know what I mean? This is just really open relationship material. So you've got 4 choices, 3 different categories. And the categories are candy that comes covered in powder for some reason, grocery store checkout aisle. You'll find pieces. And then the last one is you'll find pieces of them in the couch cushions. So we'll start with candy that comes covered in powder for some reason.
And do I want to fuck, marry, or kill or poly that?
Yes. You have to decide which ones and I'll give you your choices.
Okay.
So here are your choices. 1, Necco wafers.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
2, Fun Dip, which we talked about. 3, Sweethearts or Sweet Tarts. And then 4, Conversation Hearts, which I think they discontinued, like the Valentine's Day one edition.
Oh, okay. They don't have that anymore?
I think they discontinued it recently.
Well, other people probably knock that off because they always have like...
I'm sure.
Like words and things that would not normally be on the
right.
heart.
Well, that's like funny.
All right. So give them to me again. Dippin' Dots.
Okay. So we've got Necco wafers, Fun Dip.
Yeah.
Sweet Tarts, and then Conversation Hearts.
Okay. So I would kill Necco wafers.
Okay.
I don't want. And then marry Dippin' Dots.
The Fun Dip?
Fun Dip, sorry. It's Fun Dip, definitely. And then I guess I'm fucking Sweet Tarts.
Okay.
And then the last one was
the Valentine's Day Conversation Hearts.
Yeah, those, I mean, they're not as bad as Necco wafers, but
So you poly with them?
Yeah. I mean, I'd just be friends.
You would just have an inappropriate friendship with it, like
maybe.
a boundaryless friendship.
Yeah, an inappropriate relationship with them.
Okay, fair. I mean, I think Necco wafers are not that bad, but I feel like I also have pica or pica.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking of earlier when we were talking that maybe you would eat dirt.
I would eat almost anything. I've been known to just like eat a pen cap. I mean, like you think that you're going to grow out of this stuff. And I don't. I can't share pens at comedy shows because
you'll chew it up.
I'll chew.
My buddy Danny Bond used to really chew up the pen tops. It was weird.
It's mortifying. Yeah, I'm like, you're supposed to.
Is it the flavor or is it angry?
No, I think it's just oral fixation because I also I love smoking. I love like the way I quit smoking the first time was with the tea tree oil toothpicks. So it was like an oral fixation.
Right.
So that was like the thing that actually like made the difference.
What you need would maybe be like toothpicks that taste like pen tops.
I would love that. I would honestly, if they had plastic flavored candy, I would eat it. Like one of my other favorite candies is the licorice shoestrings that taste like nothing. They taste like plastic.
I think plastic flavored chewy hard candy would be a hit.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially for people like me. I think I would probably kill I think I would actually kill the sweet tarts because they have always been something that I eat and I'm never interested in ultimately.
Really? Oh, I enjoy sweet tarts.
I mean, Necco wafers, I feel like would be a good poly because it's like every now and then you just need to chill out and try it. Just like get away from like whatever. Like, because I think I would marry the fun dip.
Yeah.
Because it would be interesting and I could take the stick or I could just eat the whatever.
The dip.
Yeah, I could do. It's honestly like pretty versatile. I don't feel like it would get too boring. But then, like sometimes I want something different. Sometimes I want a safe space.
But Necco wafers taste horrible.
They don't though. They don't taste like anything. People hate them, and they taste like nothing.
So I'm not alone in my loath of them.
Oh no, people hate them, and they have a black licorice flavored one, which is actually very fucking good.
Well, okay. Necco wafers are bad.
I mean, that's fine. I'm not like an enthusiast, but I will say I don't hate them. And I think sweet tarts were something that I would always find in the bottom of like a bag somewhere.
Sweet tarts, even now, I'll still eat sweet tarts. Like if they were like if they're in Crafty, if they're at craft service, I'll fuck up a sweet tart.
But they're there because they're the last of the good candy.
No, they're good. You unwrap them and then you go, all right, you have an attack on which colors because they might be different flavors, but they're not.
They're not.
No. But no, I they're tactile. There's a challenge. You unwrap them and then you figure out which ones you're gonna eat. And no, Necco wafers are just.
Sometimes you need it. Sometimes you need something boring.
I think when you need that, you should just skip it and have the bowl of dirt.
Okay, fair. I would fuck the conversation hearts because I just feel like it would be too much on a regular basis. But every now and then it's seasonal. So every now and then it would be like.
You know what I'm learning is I thought I didn't like sweet things, and I do. I like the sweet. I like the dip, and I like the sweet tarts, and I don't really care for the hearts or the Necco wafers, which are both. They're not as sweet as the other.
Well, and also to be fair, you can dislike, you can be more of a savory person and choose candy that actually tastes sweet versus, somewhat safe. I don't know if I would even call Necco wafers savory just because they don't taste like anything.
No, it's that good flavor of a mailing tube.
Is plastic a savory or sweet flavor?
But it tastes like a mailing tube, like the cardboard.
Have you had one? This feels like you've done research.
A mailing tube?
Yeah.
I'm guessing at some point I must have chewed on one.
Because it seems like you really know what that tastes like.
I kind of do know. Yeah. I think I was just like, I got to see. I'm going in. I don't know. I want to find out what these hamsters find so delicious.
I mean, okay. So the next category is grocery store checkout aisles. So that's when you're in the grocery store and they're tempting you with like all their little shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so here are your choices for that. We've got a small bag of plain Lay's, a small bag of pretzels, a Nature Valley granola bar, and a 2-pack of strawberry Pop-Tarts.
Wow. Those are all things I would eat.
Really? Okay, great.
Yeah. So, I'm going to marry my pretzels. I'm just
sure.
But boy, I'm going to fuck those potato chips like nobody's business. I mean, that's like me being bad when I think about that.
Yeah. Plain Lay's, that's your thing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're nice and salty. The plain Lay's. Yeah.
Plain potato chips are not it. Also, those small bags are not acceptable, in my opinion.
As long as they're not, as long as they're still chips intact, Yeah. You get like a bag of crumbs. That's not cool. But I would say all of these things I like,
Find one to kill. It's the rules.
I guess I would kill the granola because I would probably eat that. And I do, but the Pop-Tarts, like, that's when I'm on the road and I'm staying at the chain quality hotel that has the snacks that you go to the front desk and you have to shamefully admit what you're getting. When I get the Pop-Tarts, that's like I'm going that's like you could gauge my depression on the road by how many Pop-Tarts I have that weekend.
What's your go-to flavor for Pop-Tarts? Is it strawberry?
I like the berry. Yeah, I like the berries. Yeah. I don't. Again, I'm learning. I don't like savory because they do have that cinnamon, brown cinnamon, maple-y kind of thing.
Yeah, brown cinnamon sugar, which is like I think strawberry and that are the two most popular flavors.
Yeah, the strawberry would be the way to go. So then that would leave the kill. So that's the poly is the Pop-Tart and the kill is the granola because the granola when I eat it I'm pretending that I'm being healthy but it's all sugar
it is. You can see the granules of sugar in it.
Yeah, it's just a very dry cake.
Fair. Okay, so I most of those choices I definitely agree with. I would kill the small bag of plain Lay's. 100%. I've talked about this 100 times. I think plain Lay's are trash unless you put them in sour cream and onion dip. And
you don't think they're trash. You don't think they're trashy enough.
Yes, that's actually nailed it.
As soon as you introduce onion dip to this, that's trash. I will straight up mix the French onion soup dip with sour cream and then just eat it with a spoon. Yeah. I'm disgusting. I'm like absolutely wrong. Onion dip is like people trying to pretend they're not eating ranch. Yeah. It's like ranch is, ranch is the Mountain Dew of.
And guess what? My favorite soda, Diet Mountain Dew.
Ooh, Diet Mountain Dew.
I'm from New Jersey, though. I'm absolute I'm trash to my core.
Diet Dew I had a
Diet Mountain
diet.
Dew.
I had a diet Red Bull the other night, and I felt very
Red Bull.
dirty.
Yeah, Red Bull is a last resort for sure.
Yeah, I was just like going to go do a show. I'm exhausted, and it was in the refrigerator in the dressing room, and I was
It
like,
always is.
I'm like, hello, friend.
I always ask the bar if they have coffee, even though I know they're going to say no.
That's what I had asked for. Yeah, I asked for coffee.
I would rather have coffee. I used to drink a ton of Red Bull, though. I used to like show up to class with 2 giant energy drinks and like that I would pick up on my way to school.
You can drink enough Red Bull that it does affect your mental health.
Absolutely. I've done it.
I think it's like clearly can hurt somebody. All right.
So I mean, I think it's deeply affected me. So I would kill the Lay's. I would marry the strawberry Pop-Tarts because I like sweet. I would poly with the bag of pretzels, and I would fuck the granola bar because the granola bar, I grew up eating those. They're fine. It's like a comfort thing. So it'd be like every now and then you just get that. It'd be comfortable.
That bag of Lay's is like, when I'm going in, that's the best. And it's maybe it's that it's Lay's, again, I grew up with all these off-brand potato chips that.
Oh, so the brand name gets you going.
Yeah, because like those off-brand, they had they kind of had like a sweet taste to them. I think those off-brands were probably closer to what a real potato tasted like.
I mean, but it's also like nobody likes In-N-Out fries because they taste like potatoes.
Because they taste like French
Which
fries.
is like, because they taste the way a potato tastes. And it's like, that's disgusting. That's not what I came here for.
Yeah.
But so then go ahead.
No, but the Lay's, that's like, I've given up, but I'm going to have a party. I'm really excited.
So that's that's the thing too with a lot of these is like when you choose a snack, it's for an emotion. It's for a feeling specifically. And there are snacks, like if I get Cool Ranch Doritos, I'm in a good place mentally.
Yeah. But I think the pretzels to me are like just the substance of life. It's manna. It's not even a food. It's just like, it's like water.
A life force for you.
I will actually eat them. I will lick the pretzel and stick it in the bottom of the salt.
Yes. Yes. That is what you should do. That is what you have to do. Eating salt is absolutely. Look, I've been known to go to a diner and eat salt off my hand. Again, I'm not like a sane person.
And can I order a tequila shot? I'm not going to drink it. I just want it to be on the table so I don't look so crazy eating salt.
Exactly. I'll eat packets of sugar. I don't know. Like a lot of things have come out in this podcast where I clearly have food problems.
Yeah, you might have pica.
I do think I have pica. I really do.
Have you ever wanted to eat a bicycle?
No, I don't want to eat metal. Metal is not my thing.
There's people that do eat like a bike,
That's insane. I have bad teeth though. And like, my teeth are fractured because I also clench them at night. And so my dentist is always like, you're losing all your teeth, just so you know.
I went to 3 dentists in a week. I had a crown put on. Then I had needed a root canal on that tooth that the crown was put on. And then they wanted to biopsy me for. I said to the doctor, I was like, they go, do you smoke? I go, well, I smoke like 3 to 5 cigars a week, but I know I should quit. It's hard to quit when I see like George Burns smoked a cigar and he lived to be 100 and Groucho almost lived to be 90. And the doctor said, yeah, but you would have to be a famous comedian then. It's good
Did
that
he know who you were?
it was a female doctor, but clearly it's good that the medical arts aren't based on a tipping. She would not have gotten a good tip.
That's so fucking rude.
But she had no idea. When I go into the doctors, we live out in the woods, so I just say my name's Robert Goldthwait. That's what's on all my paperwork and everything. And
sure.
And I now look like Unicorn Cornelius. So
So they just have no idea. That is so, yeah. I mean, listen, that makes me mad just on principle.
no,
Okay,
but okay. So what's next?
No, okay. I don't want to go. The last category, I want to get into it. Last category is you'll find pieces of this in the couch cushions. So this is the stuff you obviously eat on the couch when you clean the couch cushions.
Yeah.
However often you do. No
for
judgment.
me, it's definitely pretzels and maybe pumpkin seeds too.
Pumpkin seeds. That's a thing that you eat regularly.
Yeah, but not the white ones. The
roasted.
The green ones.
Got it. Okay. So here's your choices. We've got popcorn, microwave popcorn.
Yeah.
2, honey roasted peanuts. 3, Oreos. And 4, Sour Patch Kids.
The honey roasted, what was it?
Honey roasted peanuts.
Yeah, that's a kill. I'm not gonna eat that. I don't like honey roasted anything.
Oh, well, that makes sense. You're not a sweet person.
Yeah, you're ruining you're ruining my peanuts by putting honey on them.
I mean,
so I'm gonna kill those peanuts. Popcorn, I'm gonna marry.
Popcorn's fucking great.
That's why I had to get the crown.
Oh, really? Popcorn kernel?
I broke the same tooth twice. So eventually we're gonna put a gold tooth in here that eats popcorn. So popcorn, Mary, kill the honey nuts, and what's that's Nora's name.
There's Oreo and Sour Patch Kids are left.
Okay. Fuck the Sour Patch and Polly the Oreo.
Good choice. Good choice all around. I feel like I like honey roasted peanuts. So I don't hate them the way you do, but I feel like I would have the same choices overall. Like we're completely aligned. Yeah. Well, popcorn is classic. I love popcorn. I
like when I go to a movie, I'm more excited about that I'm going to eat popcorn than I am about the movie. And I'm a filmmaker, but I'm like going, oh man, I can't wait to get to that popcorn.
The popcorn is essential. My favorite thing is when they have popcorn at bars. If I have a show and I didn't get to eat dinner and there's like a popcorn machine in the corner,
like a machine, and you're stealing it. You
just can keep getting popcorn and just sit there.
But it's super salty in a bar on purpose, so you buy drinks. But it's really harsh.
I mean, I don't mind it. I like bar snacks because I'm not drinking. So I'm just like, ooh, what do we have? Like, what are you going to give me? So I'm a fan of that. Popcorn, I agree with you. Do you drench yours in butter? What's your popcorn style at the movies?
No butter. I just like it. Even though that I don't know if that butter qualifies as butter. I still don't have it. No,
it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. New Beverly has real butter though.
Butter.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't go butter. I'm a shitty vegan. I mean, I'm sure I'm eating things that are not.
Oh yeah, that's vegan. Right. I forgot you're vegan.
But I don't. But the popcorn itself, I feel like it is vegan.
Yeah.
And so I eat it. I love popcorn so much. Like I said, I will go to a movie just to get the popcorn.
Yeah, I agree. And they have fun flavored popcorn now too at stores.
No,
Like I
no,
know. Oh my
no,
God. You're
no.
missing out.
You're
The
ruining it.
gimmick. The
You're
gimmick.
It's one flavor at a time.
No,
Uh-uh.
I so deeply disagree with that. I'm obsessed with flavored popcorn.
Have you gone to the movies like in England or the UK?
No, I've never been overseas.
They find it very weird that you're having popcorn. And then the ones and they don't realize you could charge $15 for
Right.
for 40 cents of popcorn. But they but the art houses will have popcorn and then they'll ruin it and it'll be like all these and they'll have all these flavored popcorns, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With sweets on it. And no, I mean, people ruin popcorn by putting candy in it and stuff. That's all just wrong.
Yeah, I mean, agree to disagree because you're wrong in that
I'm not
scenario.
wrong.
You're
It's
absolutely wrong. It's
I
so fucked. It's the
My
most
palate-
gorgeous palette.
My palate cannot multitask. I'm
It's a blank slate.
I'm like that with flavors in general. I just want one flavor. I don't want multiple flavors. It's because then everything's just glop.
No, it tastes incredible. You're missing out, but I agree to disagree. I mean, it's fine if you want to go that classic route. If you want to like call pedestrian taste classic by having it, that's fine. But it's not true.
All right, where do you go on? This is off subject, but where do you go with like ribbon candy, dish candy?
I fucking love ribbon candy.
Like,
fucking love it. Anything
so
that's remotely edible.
You're just knock on a door and go, Grandma, I'm here. And it doesn't matter who's home. Just hope that they're confused enough that you can get their ribbon candy.
I will not. I don't give a shit how old the candy is. If it's on the table, I'll eat it.
That's bad. Ribbon candy's bad. I don't mind a fruity one, but like a peppermint ribbon candy is bad.
No, it's good. I'll eat any kind of mint. I just don't like Andy's mints. I don't think anything with like a mint filling is good, but I like anything. I like Andy's stuff mint. That's not edible. I like stuff that's borderline not edible. So
I think this podcast is you hiding your pica. I mean, because you're eating things that you're like, how do you feel about frosted tires? What?
I mean, it's not untrue.
How do you feel about bicycle pumps? What?
I mean, rubber has like a decent taste to it. Tape has like a good taste to it.
Okay.
So that's like that is the conclusion. But you've been an amazing guest. I'm so grateful that you were on the podcast. Thank you.
Sorry it took so long, but I've been traveling and then I got a root canal.
Yeah, well, obviously the root canal is more important than your career.
Popcorn related root canal. There's no way.
Popcorn related.
I broke that same tooth twice eating popcorn.
That's upsetting. Well, I mean, I did that with candy. I've broken a crown on a Jolly Rancher.
Oof. But is Jolly Rancher those ones? They're kind of, are they soft?
No, they're rock hard. They're solid.
They're hard, but the flavor feels like it should be like a juju.
It's so delicious. One of the best hard candies.
That's a weird candy because what is the flavor?
I mean, it tastes like melted Jello. Anything that's like a Jello-esque.
But it's not that sweet though.
No, it's super sweet.
Are these the ones that taste like a pellet? I mean, that physically they have a little dip in them. What are those things? They're
the ones
hard.
with the dip in them.
They're hard. They're almost the shape of a pellet, like for a pellet gun.
Those are Mike and Ike's.
No, it's like it looks like a cup almost.
A cup.
It's red and it's hard.
Is that jujubes?
Maybe. I thought juju were like a not a lollipop, like what's the other kind of
fruit flavor. Jujubes are
what are those hard ones? I'll have to find it.
I
After
know
the
now
show.
it's
Someone
gonna.
listening that's yelling it to the to the
There is someone
speaker.
listening that's gonna like be like, it's this, and it's
Morons.
fine. Yeah, exactly. But this is a pica podcast now. So thank you for
Officially,
pointing
yeah.
that out. It's officially a pica podcast. I'll try something inanimate each week and just chew on
Yeah.
it, let you know what the flavors are. I'll absolutely get cancer.
You're probably looking at my Johnny West doll going, that would be delicious.
I mean, I'm looking at the absolutely. I want to know the texture.
Yeah, you would eat this guy.
I would eat the gun. I would eat the gun. When I had Barbies when I was a kid, I used to chew the hands and the feet, and then my mom would have to throw them out.
That's weird. But
it
this
is
guy,
weird.
I just realized that Johnny West looks a lot like JFK.
Oh, he does.
He does.
I mean, everybody looks the same. So
he does look like JFK.
Call him JFK from now on.
I feel like he probably was invented around the time. So if it wasn't on purpose, it was subconsciously.
I'm sure they reused the molds. There's no, I mean, why would you not?
They're like after his assassination, they go, what are we going to do with all these JFKs? Well, let's just put him in a cowboy outfit and call him Johnny West.
Exactly. Nobody has to remake the face again. That's perfect. Why wouldn't they do that? We're talking about capitalism. We're not talking about trying to create art.
No, we're not.
Nobody, this isn't design school.
No. Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, you were trying to wrap up.
Well, no, and it's fine. I'm just trying to be respectful of your time and
my alarm went off. So.
I know. I heard it. Listen, I'm doing my best to wrap it up because
wrap it up. I go take my antibiotics for this root canal.
Go take your antibiotics. I'll post it in the chat, but where can people find you? You obviously have it. You're on Instagram.
On Instagram. I don't have any other social medias, and folks can anywhere there's VOD, you can check out Joyride, which is the documentary comedy tour I did with Dana Gould. On Amazon, iTunes, those places. People seem to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's super fucking good. I saw it at Largo, and it's really fucking good.
Thanks, man. Thanks. So it's a different kind of special. I think like no matter who you're watching, there is like kind of a fatigue that sets in at about 40 minutes. So I think this comedy special, whatever it is, kind of avoids that because whenever you go, oh, there's just these two guys talking, it suddenly you'll see weird clips and get into our personal relationship. But while I was making it, I thought it was really key that that it was funny,
Yeah. I will say it's done really fucking well as someone who avoids watching comedy specials like the plague.
Thanks. I think that hopefully that was the point behind it, was to give a slight narrative to a comedy special. There you go.
It was great. So everybody check that out. Bob, thank you again. This has been a delight. Everybody, thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe and do all the stuff. And I'll see you next.